Hello and welcome to Randolph Community College. I doubt anyone is just starting in March. You could have started in January, but you could be finishing here at Randolph. And if you are, we are glad you chose to be an Armadillo and wish you well in your endeavors. I'm Dr. Teresa Cox. I am your instructor for this course, Sociology 210 83 OLB, which means this is a second half, 8-week mini-master, completely online, no hybrid class, asynchronous. Now that does mean that you need to get your work done on your own, but it also means that we have deadlines. So let's talk about some of those deadlines up front. March the 20th, which is Thursday, by 11:59 p.m., you need to get that EVQ syllabus quiz completed so that I can get a census report sent over to the registrar's office. For those of you who may be on some sort of financial veterans aid, it will let the internal offices know real quickly that you're enrolled in this course. Right up at the top of your syllabus, you will see that I have included my business cell phone number. You may text me or call me. I do ask, if you do that, let me know that you are in the 83 OLB class so that I can jump right into the syllabus and answer your question right then and there. Let's go on down. I will explain to you. Let me jump down in the syllabus to how your grades are going to pile up here. I think everybody wants to know that first. So, your grade breakdown ends up being like this. You will have 7 forum discussions, and those forum discussions are worth 35% of your grade. In order to get full credit for those, you need to post one post, original post, substantial post. And then you also need to respond to another student. That's all. That's easy. Now, if you don't do that, you won't get full credit. If you just post one, you won't get full credit. Okay, so disclaimer there. These need to be your words, your thoughts, your ideas from the text, from the OpenStax text. There are a few times during this semester when I will ask you to do something online. At that time, you may use online, but under no circumstances will you generate assignments using AI or ChatGPT, whatever you choose to use, or copy a website. Now, there will be times that I tell you to do it, but those are the only times that I've given you permission to do it. And if you'll look at the academic integrity policy on your syllabus, which is part of the policy here at Randolph, you'll see that it's a big deal. So don't put us in that position. All right, let's get to it here. Let me break it down a little further. Okay, so your forums are worth 33% of your grade. Your papers, which are also you generated, are worth 65%. I've included a quiz, a proctored quiz at the very end of the semester that's only going to cover 2 chapters. This fulfills my obligation to administer a proctored quiz. And it also gives you a chance to really dive into those last 2 chapters. It is due by, not on, the 12th of May. You don't have to wait till that day, I promise. And I've offered a chance for 3 points extra credit course grade. This is not a quiz grade. This is not a paper grade. Course grade, if you get help from the Writing Center. Because in these papers that I'm asking for, well, they need to be written like college papers, even if they're reflection journals. So I need a name inserted at the top, and I need paragraph breaks. You don't have to indent them. Just give me a paragraph break. Don't make 300 words all one paragraph. That's just, we're not going to do that. So points will be deducted, but points will be added. Let me tell you something about the Writing Center. It's amazing. If you look at the schedule I've posted on Moodle, you'll see you don't have to go there. You can email them a copy of the assignment and your paper, and they'll help you fix it. How cool is that? All right, let's run through the schedule. So you got it, 33% forum discussions, not AI generated, you generated. Papers, we'll talk about them, not AI generated, not copies of websites, except maybe that one time. I'll tell you about that. And 3 points toward your final grade for going to the Writing Center, and that one proctored quiz, which is only worth 2%. All right, let's go back up, run through it. Oh yeah, did I mention you have to get the syllabus quiz completed by the 20th? Yeah, I know I did. All right. Okay. Due on March the 23rd, you've got a forum discussion, which is on chapter 2. It's going to talk about the relevance of sociological research method in today's world. You will know how to write that once you look at the chapter. On chapter 1, you got a fun assignment, which is you're going to write a reflective journal about how sociology relates to your life. Look in the key terms in the back of that chapter, understand what sociology is, read the chapter. It should be very easy. It's 300 words. You can single space it or double space any of these written assignments. Insert your name. Do not use AI. Do not copy websites. And use paragraph breaks. So easy. I would really rather you submit to me something that looks like you've written in a personal diary than use AI-generated material. Don't make me eat my words. But anyway, we'll go on. Let's move on. March the 30th, you will have due chapters 3 and 4. You'll have a forum discussion. Just tell me who you are. Tell me who you are. I want to know about, are you a student and an athlete and a mother, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a parent, a daughter, a son? Who you are. What's your status? After looking at the chapter, that will make sense. And the most fun that I have had during the last 2 years since I created this assignment is, since we are talking about culture, which is chapter 3, I want you to create a visual representation of some sort of cultural artifact that's local and relative to us here in Randolph County, or relevant to. A lot of times last semester I had Town Creek Indian Mound, Seagrove Pottery, the zoo. It's hard to do cultural, but there were a lot of cultural artifacts found at the zoo when they were clearing out Purgatory Mountain. So that's food for thought. You can talk about the Black history in Randolph County. You can talk about anything that is relevant to culture. You can keep it local. You can make it Asheboro. You can make it Randleman. Level Cross has got a little cultural history. Or you can make it North Carolina. You choose. So you will have to use a website to find that. But I want you to include a little personal reflection at the end of that gave you an aha moment. I didn't know that much about Seagrove Pottery. I didn't know that they found all those Indian artifacts when they were building the zoo or digging out the zoo, clearing for the zoo. All right, April the 6th, which is our third section, chapters 5 and 6. You're going to talk about organizational structure. This is another example of you going onto a website and looking up an organization and how it's structured. You can choose the why, a local business, a coffee shop, a bakery, a big business if you wanted to, a school, the county offices. Talk about who's in charge, who's underneath them, who reports to who, a church, a kindergarten, a daycare, anything that's local. And you can write a little sentence or two at the end that talks about, hey, I was surprised to find out. Fill in the blank. All right, the other thing is I want you to write a 500-word short personal essay about your experiences working in a group. I've included one that, my own personal one, it's a little longer than 500 words, but group dynamics are fascinating to me. They're fascinating. And so you can write about that. I'm sure during the course of your academic career, you've been given the opportunity, we'll call it, to work in a group. There's going to be strength and there's going to be weaknesses. So write about that. It is a personal essay. You really don't need anything except the understanding of group dynamics from your text in order to write this. Write it as though you're telling a story. It can even be an athletic team. All right. My favorite week, I know this is crazy, but you'll enjoy it, is week number 4, or section 4. That will be due on the 13th. We're going to talk about chapter 7. We're going to do a forum discussion debate. We're going to talk about, is deviance necessary for social change? All right, that's part of it. We're basically deviance and social control. We're only doing chapter 7 for that 1 week. You know, I've done it both ways, and I really like focusing on it because I've taught deviance before as an entire course, and I think that a lot of people don't understand it. So I thought, well, we'll just focus on that one topic. That way I'll get some really awesome work turned in, right? And I want you're going to have the forum, and I want you also to watch on YouTube. I've tried telling students just to go to Google and find it, but it's better if you go to YouTube and search crime documentaries or deviance in sociology. I've got you a few examples posted up there. I have listed it at 700 words, but I'll be honest with you. If you want to go further, last semester, I had 4 or 5 students that really got involved in some crime documentaries, and I think they wrote like 8 or 9 pages. It's fine, but I want your bottom line on this particular section will be to investigate the relationship between deviance and societal norms. Understand, deviance is at the top. All crime falls under the heading of deviance, but not all deviance is crime. And you'll know what that means by the time you read chapter 7. Let's move on. April the 20th, chapters 8 and 9. This is a fun one. I got a lot of pushback on it the last time I posted it, but we'll hang in there. All right. So the forum discussion, I want you to go onto the internet, Google Chrome, and you want to go up to the search bar and type in social stratification of. I did Siler City, North Carolina, because that's where I'm from. And it came right up. It told me, how many people, what's the population, what's the breakdown, median income, housing prices, unemployment, you name it. I want you to post that in your forum discussion. Tell me any surprises. I know last semester I had a lot of people go Italy and Paris. Your choice. I'd prefer local, but I guess it gets boring if everybody's doing the same thing, right? All right, so this section, you've got the forum discussion with social stratification, but I ask a question. Since we're doing media and technology, I asked a question, and I want you to give me the answer in a written paper. I think I feel. You don't need to research it. I think I feel. There's no research. Should the U.S. government be responsible for providing all citizens access to the internet? That's my question. After you look at the chapter, use the chapter as your research. That's all. You don't have to cite OpenStax, and there's no reason to use anything except, pretend you're writing in a journal, because you are. April 27th, chapters 10 and 11, we're going to have a forum discussion on unequal relationships in your community. What is that? I want you to tell me. What is an unequal relationship? You should know that after you read the chapter. You should know what that means. All right, for your learning objective, since we're analyzing the effects of race and ethnicity, I want you to write about an ethnic group's experiences. So, let's say you go on to Google Chrome, and after you look at the chapter on race and ethnicity, which is chapter 11, you are going to write about some group you choose. It can be American Indians. It can be African Americans or Black Americans. It can be Japanese. It can be Chinese people in America. Look back at the history. You will be using an internet search, but you will not be using artificially instigated material to write your paper. It's easy. If you have a question, talk to the folks in the Writing Center or text me. Is this okay? Does this violate the academic integrity policy? If so, I won't use it. That's pretty simple. All right, May the 4th, chapters 12 and 13, gender identity and challenges facing the elderly. So you're going to watch a documentary about gender identity. It's a very good documentary. I get a lot of good feedback on it. And I want you to talk about challenges that the local elderly in a rural area, such as we live in, might face. Who helps them out? Is there public transportation? Not most of the time. Not what I consider public. They can't hail a bus, that's for sure. But, who reaches out to them? Does the community offer assistance? What challenges are there? What if they live out, let's say, between Ramseur and Liberty? How do older adults who don't drive, how do they get their groceries? Is there delivery? Do a little research on that. Yes, you will need to use Google to some extent, but that's probably all you need to use. And a lot of you probably know people who are older, your grandparents, your great-grandparents particularly, that have to rely on family members to bring them food, buy their groceries, or take them to the doctor. So, okay, finally, we're at May 12th. We're going to do chapters 15 and 16. We're going to do just those two chapters. You've got a 40 question, 20 questions on chapter 15, 20 on chapter 16. Proctored exam, one time, one chance. I don't think that Proctorio will ask you for your student ID, but just on the outside chance, have it ready. If you've had problems with Proctorio before, you need to use a different computer for this exam. Don't burden yourself with stressing over it. It's only worth, what did I say? 2%. So don't stress over it. Get it done before the 12th, and that will reduce your stress. I found out a long time ago that if I don't wait till the last minute to do assignments, my stress level goes way down. Food for thought. All right, that's it. Then we're finished. I'll put grades in the next day, and we all go about our summer. We go to graduation and have a good time. Okay, what do? Well, I've been with Randolph Community College since 2004. I graduated a master's degree from UNC Greensboro, and I could not wait. I applied for a job at Randolph Community College before I ever walked the aisle at UNC Greensboro's graduation. I taught PED college transfer for about 15 years. I had to take some time off to take care of my parents. I got an opportunity to go back for a year or so teaching PED, and then I got a chance to teach sociology for Randolph, and I was already teaching sociology for Wayne over in Goldsboro. How did that happen? Well, I was in the doctorate of education at UNC Greensboro. I was getting my doctorate in kinesiology, and I was walking down the hall one night at Randolph Community College, and they had this beautiful bulletin board. They still have it. They still have it. It's right there as you go down toward Dr. Artelan's office, and it's got all this wonderful information on it. And on it, one night, I saw, wow, there's a chance to get a postmaster's degree certificate in community college teaching from North Carolina State. So I applied, and I got it. And wouldn't you know it, a few months later, I'm walking down that same hall, and I did that a lot. I was supposed to be working on my dissertation. I hadn't finished my doctorate yet. And there was another one, not the same one. I'd already graduated the one from state. It was only a year and a half. And there was one for a postmaster's teaching certificate in sociology from Appalachian. I thought, man, I need that, especially because it would create a distraction for me that I didn't have to finish my dissertation. So I did it and graduated. So I have 2 postmaster's degrees in teaching, one from state and one from Appalachian. And I did finally finish the doctorate, finally. So there you go. That's me. I like to camp. I like to do trail running. Well, I'm actually hobbling, but I call it running. To others who don't run at all, it looks like running. I have 4 dogs who are taking their after breakfast nap right now, thank goodness. And I have just adopted a feral cat and had her spayed. And I have a couple of male ferals that I have that they've turned out to be pretty tame here lately. Anyway, that's me. And if you need me, if you have any questions about what's okay to submit, don't just submit it. If there's a question mark in your mind about an assignment or something you're going to post, this is a safe space. I mean, we can all trust each other to not judge each other in forum discussions, but when it comes to academic integrity, it's important that you do your own work. And it's really simple. It'll be a great semester, but if you do have that question, text me or email me and say, hey, I need you to look at this because I keep getting dinged or flagged on it. Because I have subscribed and I have access to 3 or 4 different AI and plagiarism checkers, and I utilize them on all assignments because, as I said, I teach for Randolph, I teach for Wayne Community College, and I teach for Brunswick Community College. So I have a lot of students, and I want them to learn sociology because it's a life-changing topic. It will change the way you look at yourself, your place in society, your treatment of others, your sympathy, your empathy for other people, for other cultures. It's important. It really is important. There you go. I'm stepping down off that now. All right, let's have a great 8 weeks. I hope you had a great spring break. You see I'm wearing my St. Patrick's Day. And let's focus on May the 12th and take a deep breath, and let's go right through sociology and come out having some sociology brushed on us. Have a good one, Dr. Cox.